Maxwell was arrested yesterday. She now faces charges stemming from allegedly helping Epstein to lure at least 3 girls, one as young as 14. The indictment also claims she joined Epstein in the abuse of some of the girls. Epstein killed himself while awaiting his sex trafficking trial last summer. Several high-profile men are alleged to have been associated in his scheme. And of course, Prince Andrew of the British royal family is himself caught up in this controversy. One of the Epstein accusers, Virginia Roberts, has accused the prince of having sex with her while she was just 17 years old. For more, let's bring in commentator Richard Fitzwilliams. He joins me from London. Richard, good to see you.
And good to be on the programme. This is indeed a very serious matter. On the front pages of some of the papers here today is the photograph of Prince Andrew with his arm round Virginia Roberts' Giuffre, which she says was taken in 2001. Ghislaine Maxwell is also in it. It has never been explained.
And this was something I would assume the prince and his family had hoped had perhaps blown over, because there was a lot of controversy, obviously, after the death of Jeffrey Epstein. But until Ghislaine Maxwell resurfaced and was arrested, it seemed to have been put behind him and he'd gone underground and was hoping it would just move on.
I think he hoped that it might move on, but there was, in fact, a very fierce exchange recently between Andrew's legal team and the American prosecutors in this case. Then Jeffrey Berman was in charge, and now it's Audrey Strauss, and they both accused each other of lying. It appears that the Americans want Andrew to be interviewed, and what he's offering is some form of written statement. But what apparently, according to the BBC, has been filed with the Home Office is a mutual legal assistance plea, a request from the American Department of Justice, and in theory anyway, that could mean that Andrew, under oath in a British court, had to give evidence. So we are awaiting something that, if, for example, Ghislaine Maxwell struck some form of plea bargain with the prosecutors, it could, if it involved Andrew and it was seen to be incriminating, be absolutely seismic. He hasn't recovered at all since last November's catastrophic interview, where he stepped down afterwards in disgrace.
I thought I heard today, though, Richard, or read somewhere, that the UK government said it has not been formally asked for anything by the Americans in terms of access to the prince or an interview with the prince. Did you hear the same thing, and what do you make of that?
I saw the BBC report, but it's perfectly true that hasn't been confirmed. If it hasn't been, then obviously this conceivably might occur in the future. So far as the accusations by Virginia Roberts Giuffre, the prince denies them, but there's no question that his career is absolutely in free fall. His charitable trust and Pictured Palace, which is the charity he was associated with, have been wound up, and though he's retained his military links and apparently does cherish the hope of some form of comeback, it seems most remote.
What is your theory on what Ghislaine Maxwell might allocute to?
Well, I think if you read the transcript, and I've just been through it, of Andrew's interview, which was so catastrophic in last November, you see how close they were as friends. It was Ghislaine Maxwell, of course, who introduced Andrew to Epstein. And every time she's mentioned, there is a certain warmth and affection in what he says. There's no question that she is absolutely pivotal to this case. What the FBI want, of course, is to find out who Epstein's accomplices were, and if any of them were to give evidence that was incriminating to Andrew, that too would be a serious problem for him. The problem is that he doesn't have a base of public support. The interview was so catastrophic that everyone remembers it, and as a result, his credibility is so very, very low. So it's a very tough fight for him.
We shall have to see how it unfolds. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams, always good to talk to you. Thank you.